to be very honest.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult.
Because one thing, you are fighting for your life, you are trying to make ends meet, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to do this, and at the same time you're trying to be an artist, you're trying to be a filmmaker, it's too much. The problem is too much.
Big T, big T, big T. 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 Big T, no L's on the game.
Okay, but let's start though.
Well, why should we start? Why do we always be starting stuff?
So let's end stuff then. Welcome to the Big Talk podcast. We're your host, Chavala and
Owi the Maker.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Klinsman has been stopped by the police, so he's not here right now because of Nigerian police. In other words, Klinsman
we're just
is not
going to
here.
start without him, basically. He might join us.
He might join us mid topic, mid talking about stuff. Did I say mid talking about stuff?
It's still mid convo.
Mid
convo.
Mid convo.
I got you.
Yes, I'm pointing up for big talk. Check this out. We have we have topics to talk about today, right?
Of course we do. Are we just going to sit here without topic? We actually will. Yeah,
we're actually just going to talk about random stuff. So we're going to talk about Nigeria today and the mental health situation in Nigeria and just how it is, how hard it is to be a creative and execute on a consistent level out here. That's what we're experiencing on this podcast. Nigeria is even doing this for us. Klinsman is not here. Basically, there's no camera facing, where Klinsman usually sits.
Yeah, he's not here because of your police force.
Because of our police force and your police force, because we are no Nigerians. From today, I identify as a Pan-African.
I love that.
I am Pan-African Owi. What is this country turning into? There was an episode you were like, what is really going on in this country?
What is
going on in this country? What is going on in this country? For real, bro. This country is crazy. If you're in Nigeria now, it's like the end of the world, bro. The fuel scarcity is back, and it's back and it's here to stay. It's just a madness, bro. And I can't even shout, man. Yeah.
Anyways, talking about mental health, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and statistically, most of the people that commit suicide, right, they seem the happiest on the outside. Statistically, I think 80% of people that commit suicide is like, oh my God. If you see them, it's like, oh my God, she was so happy, she was so cheerful, she was so... And so I feel like a lot of people use it as a facade, if that makes any sense, as a cover, right? So this is just me saying that people should check up on their happy friends a lot more, because a lot of the times I hit up people and I'm like, oh my God, I've not heard from you for a while, and they're like, oh, I see you on social media doing big things, so I think that I know that you're okay. I'm like, bro, it's not even all about that. Social media is fake life.
Yeah.
It is fake life. People only show you the things that they want you to see. So I don't feel like, especially for people you care about and people that you're close to, I don't think you should use social media or the things that they post as a determining factor.
Yeah, that's
how
true.
they are doing.
That's true.
Do you understand?
Yeah, check on your happy friends. If you see your friend in the club popping bottles, with multiple beautiful queens, living his life, smoking that reefer on the island in the beach, call him and say, bro, how far? Are you okay? Are you good?
I feel like we should do that more
Bali,
often.
you see them living the life, buying Lambos, Ferraris. You see your friends living the good life.
Who is buying
Call
Lambos
them and be like, yo, bro, no. Call them and be
economy?
like, are you good? Can you send me some money? Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? No, okay. I'm obviously being facetious about it, but I mean you should check on your happy friends, the ones that smile a lot, the ones that dance. Yeah, not only the ones who seem like they're actually depressed, the ones who don't seem to be depressed.
Because there's times where most times people check up, and I get that people check up on me when they see maybe I've not posted in a while or I've gone quiet, and most times that's not even my saddest times. Most times I'm just like, let me just take a break from social media. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm sad, but people read it as that.
Yeah.
So I feel like regardless of whether somebody is posting or not, somebody is happy or not, check on people, check on your friends. These are trying times, especially if you are in Nigeria, living in Nigeria. These are trying times. Things, they occur. politics is coming up. People are dying left, right, and center. Well, not just in Nigeria. The killings in the US, bro.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Things are crazy in the world right now. Yeah, make it a habit, man. It's not just like, I mean, if you feel any sense of joy, if you wake up in the morning and you can do 10 push-ups, or if you just like share that good energy you feel is essential. Let everyone feel good. Like, call people, can I help you? This and that. What can I do for you? Like, sometimes it's hard to check up on people, to be honest, because not everyone, like, you don't want to feel like you're disturbing people or whatever, but like, yeah, like if you ever feel like, I'm just going to give you like a hint of when you should hit people up. Whenever you just feel happy about anything, you just got a good time. You just got lucky. You just got, yo, bro, what's good? Are you okay? Are you all right? Like, whenever you just feel good, share that love with everyone, and it goes a long way. And also pray for your friends. Like, whenever you're praying, whenever you go to church, whenever you say a prayer to God, tell your maker, like, yo, look out for my Jesus as well, like, because yeah,
bro,
we need all that.
Life is fucking short. There was something I wanted to say and then I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so do you think, like, because I also read somewhere that most of the people that commit suicide, right, and all of that, or people that go through depression and stuff, are male guys. Yeah. So yes, I want to ask you, do you think like the society has a hand to play in that? What do you think that is about?
Well, that's true. I don't know about the statistics. I've not looked at it like that, but yeah, men are it's understandable because society puts a lot of pressure on men, like more than women. That's something that we go through, like, oh, you're a man, you should not cry, and crying is really healthy for your mental health. So you just having that kind of orientation, like, yeah, I'm supposed to be suck it up, I'm supposed to be alpha, I'm supposed to be dominant, this is my reputation. So you then like you then keep a lot of things that can be cancerous and like bad for your health inside, and that leads to
we need to
serious depression.
Scatter that. Do you understand? I need more men to be more open about their emotions. I know it's not so easy because of the societal orientation already. That's how we grew up. That's what we know in schools, you know, our friends and all of that. Our parents, our aunties, our uncles, how we grew up, they always pay more attention to the girl child than the boys. Do you understand? They just let you all grow wild. And let you, swallow your emotions and whatever, which has related and translated to the issue we're going through right now. So I feel like
we're in I always say this, we're in the information age, and you already know that the way you have been brought up, especially when there was no internet, like we didn't have screens like everywhere. The way you've been brought up has been very toxic a lot of times. Like, our parents did not have information on mental health, so they were not paying attention to it. So they just grew up with like the toxic mentality that their predecessors or their ancestors like that whole answer. Some people are still living in that era where like you just, I don't know, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that. When we know that some things are not good for your health, and some things are like, you can inform yourself, you can enlighten yourself on how to, like,
sometimes it's hard. You cannot necessarily, you can't heal from what you don't know. Do you understand? You have to learn to identify your weaknesses, identify the parts that
That's a very important point.
Yeah,
like,
you have
a lot
to
of people will not even admit. If you tell a guy like, bro, like, yo, it's okay to be vulnerable, they'll be like, what do you mean? Because they are so indulged in that.
Inside it, they don't know that they have a problem.
Yeah, they are so inside it that like you're like, okay, anyone who tells you, anyone who starts like, guys are not supposed to do that, or you're not supposed to do that, and when you ask them why, they get defensive or like, what do you mean? What do you mean why? Like,
just because
you have exactly anyone who is not having that conversation with you logically, like, just know that this person is deep inside the mud. Like, trust, it's deep inside.
And it's lost.
It's lost. Like, anyone who's like, no, you're not supposed to do that. But why? Because you're a man. You just know that's where it goes left. Or you're a girl. You're not supposed to do that. Girls don't do that. But that's where you know shit has gone left.
But I feel like right now, right, things are changing so fast because the kids now are so articulate, so expressive, so smart. It is so hard to tell a kid to do something in this time and age. Yeah. And they just do it without asking questions, just so curious. So that is why I'm really loving the time now and how things are evolving.
Yeah.
Like my little cousin of 3, I can't just say, Alma, come down from there. And she'll be like, okay, why do I, like, what's wrong with me being here? She's going to ask you.
Yeah.
And then you have to explain it to her. So I feel like that's the thing that we missed in our own childhood.
Yeah, no, I think we were curious kids as well. I was saying,
but they just tell us to shut up.
Exactly, but you get slapped. Look, we are not as violent as a lot of our parents were, or like people that were looking after us were, because then it was like military training in every house. It was like they'll go and pluck cane from bush and
wipe cord for your neck like this.
So even if you were curious, we're not brought up with people who are as enlightened as we are, and we pay more attention to kids now because we know how. I mean, especially here in Nigeria,
it's like seeing what you missed and putting it there for them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's like you were a child before, so you see these things. So I'm really loving it now.
Yeah, I mean, kids are having it good. They're having it
chill. What do you think about gentle parenting? Have you ever heard of gentle parenting?
Is
it patient or gentle parenting?
It's whatever. I don't know what it is under, but I know that there is this balance that a parent should have between being a parent and a friend. You know what I mean? There is like, if you're a parent, I believe you should understand the balance between like listening to your child and being friendly with them and making them feel like as if you're mates in a way, and also being disciplined and letting them know that you're superior to them in a way. Like you have to kind of find a balance in those two things. So like it's about balancing it. Like
a lot of people will be like, do you guys have kids? You don't have kids. Why do you want to have an opinion on this? Chill. Just relax, okay? Like we were once kids before, so we don't need to have our own kids to know, these little things and this to have these little opinions here and there.
Yeah, we were once kids and we are still kids. As long as I feel like
it's a baby girl for life.
100%. Me, I'm a kid. I would say I'm down. My point is, I am not killing the inside kid. That's how I put it. Yeah. I try to keep my 5-year-old in me alive. Not like I have a 5, well, you guys understand. I try to keep that 5-year-old in me. There's so much stuff, like, I don't know. Just don't forget to watch cartoons sometimes, to play, like, to go and chop sand. I'm joking, don't chop sand, but just...
they're saying that chop sand.
Yeah, don't forget to, like, keep that kid alive because it's important. It's important to keep the kid alive because it's healthy for you. Because don't forget, like, we are all in this world going by what society is telling us. We are not, like, realizing that... at one point, we were just, blank. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know if fire was hot or cold. And I feel like it's important to keep in contact with that primitive part of your being to realize that, this is a phase and we're going to pass through it. I'm just yarning trash right now.
You are just speaking English and it seems like you're just making so much sense.
I'm just trying to get this camera back. Yeah, keep the kid alive. Keep your inner child alive. It's important for you. Don't forget, even if you're 70 years old, there's that baby inside that wants to, go on the swing. There's this therapeutic, like, nostalgic feeling that you get from remembering that, this life is not that serious,
But you know, most times when people say keep the child in you alive, they don't necessarily mean like in the literal term. Is how kids, right? They don't keep things in mind. They are very free. They are very naive. They are very their hearts are so pure.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what people mean when they feel when they say keep the child in you alive. Not necessarily the play. Nobody has energy. We are 30 plus. I beg. Nobody has energy.
Play.
I mean, you should if you have the energy to do that and if you want to do that. But I feel like people don't mean that in the literal sense.
Very
it's that
important,
purity that comes with being a child.
Yeah,
do you understand how you don't let things like? My baby sister, when she was like much younger, now she's 13 now, so I would say she's a teenager. But like when she was much younger, maybe she'll go somewhere that they chased her away and all of that. The next day she has forgotten, she's going back. Like she doesn't keep, like kids don't keep things in their mind. And me, I'm the one getting angry. I'm like, how could they do this to you? How dare they? And you're going back, you're not going back to the house again. But at the end of the day, they're kids. You cannot fight their battles for them. They are always going to be kids. Yeah. So I feel like that's what people mean by keeping the inner child in you alive.
I mean, I think it's very important that you made that point.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, maybe I was a weird kid, but I kept some shit in my mind as a kid, bro. Like, I was like, come on, like, when I used to get beat up by my parents, I'll be like, I mean, till now,
like,
sometimes I reminisce, I'll be like, yo, what the heck is going on? What did I just do? I did what every other kid on the streets was doing. Coming back home 9 p.m. Even if I was like 7 years, whatever. I was like, yo, I wasn't like out of the comp. I was just like minor things, and I'll be like, nah, this woman hates me. Like,
if it's
you know what I mean? But
child and parent relationship, I feel like a lot of people had that. Do you understand? Like you grow up thinking your mom hates you because she's beating you or something.
Yeah, it's just
like
because
that.
I took last position. Like, someone has to take last.
I know.
I'm joking. No, I felt really. No, you shouldn't take last as a child, but I did. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
shouldn't take last as a
but
child.
come on, like, I'm just saying, like, so I feel like there should be that balance, and that's a very important thing to think about. Like, imagine your child takes last I mean, in this age now, you want your because now, growing up, I learned this the hard way after being beaten a lot of times. Imagine, like, if I have a child now, for example, and they're in school, and for example, like, I want my child to be a computer engineer. I take him to computer engineer school, and I realize that, oh no, my child likes to do something else, maybe play basketball.
To pay attention.
Exactly, and I noticed that, and I don't pay attention to that, and I still take the person to computer school, and he ends up failing there. I wouldn't beat him up for that because I know better now. You understand? Like, I was into arts and stuff, but I wasn't passing, for example, mathematics and all these other things, and I'll get beat up for that. And I mean, that's what I've learned from that, and I feel like people should like understand why their kid is failing, pay attention to what is going on more than, you know, like giving them, like saying not, like giving them hell for it. You know what I mean?
I feel like, sorry to cut you short. I feel like generally, apart from the fact that our parents didn't really pay attention to our needs, our strengths and weaknesses, I also feel like our educational system is so trash. Like the teachers, the curriculum, everything, we're just being taught weird shit, and then they don't pay attention to it. Maybe it's because there are a lot of people in one class, but I feel like there are a lot of autistic students that they might not be aware of. There are a lot of people that are facing like different things, or like and this, we don't even know what it is for you to even identify that this person is going through this. So I feel like a lot of us went through that tough time of just it's making me so emotional because right now, if you check that, there are a lot of people that have grown up autistic. There are a lot of people that have grown up, you know, with needing special attention and special care.
Dyslexia.
Yes, that's one of it. That needing special care, but at the end of the day, all they do to you is just insult you, you know,
get bullied,
slap you, bully you. Your own teachers, for Christ's sake, and then your parents even make it worse by, you know, they don't pay attention to these things. They don't know these things. So I feel like we should have more of the conversation now as we're getting older, you know, and as we're becoming parents.
Transitioning.
Not me.
And being more informed.
Becoming parents.
Okay, so Charlie, not you. You're not going to be a parent. You're going to be that rich auntie. Like,
I want to be a rich auntie for as long as I can.
Cool. So I'm not going to get distracted.
Yeah, please don't.
That's a very important topic that you brought up. Yeah, I feel like there should be people diagnosing kids in schools as well.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that's how I rate schools these days. If they can tell, like, what your child is good at and advise you towards that. Because one thing I've understood, I'm not a parent yet, but I've kind of understood is a lot of parents most of the time just want their kids to be out of the house. They just need that fresh air. They just want their kids out of the house. So so they don't really pay attention to like whatever. They just know, okay, my kid's out, so I'm free from now. I can work, I can hustle and grind. Then they'll pick the kid back up, and they don't pay attention. So if the schools can do the work for the parents and help them out, I feel like there will be progress in the future generation.
Let there be help from both sides. The parents should do their part, and then the teachers as well, the school as well. That point that you just made, that you said, you know, parents just want their kids out. I feel like it's not everybody that is capable of being a parent. I don't think everybody is fit to be a parent. You know how it's like a structure in society. Once you're done with school, you get a job, you marry, you have kids and all of that. I feel like we need to have the conversation more about, is this person actually mentally capable of being a parent? Does this person want to be a parent, or this person is just following societal standards of this is what we are supposed to do? If you talk to a lot of men and women these days, they just feel like if you tell somebody that, oh, I don't want to have kids, it's like, how dare you say that you don't want to have children? Who, like, are you not supposed to do that? Do you understand? And then some people might start quoting Bible, you're supposed to multiply. They don't have this conversation of having like an option. Because I personally think that it's not everybody that is capable of having children. It's not everybody that should be a parent. I've been seeing weird stuff online. There was a kid that just got cancer or something of the liver, like going through a lot because her mom bleached her skin.
Wow.
Imagine bleaching a 3-year-old like an infant.
Oh, bleaching the child's skin.
Yes. The mom was literally bleaching the baby's skin, and now the baby has to suffer for it. The baby is going through like kidney, liver, all of that. So imagine.
That's chaotic.
That's
just like on every level.
Exactly. I personally feel like before we become parents, we should go through some kind of mental
Therapy,
evaluation or something. It's not everybody that is fit to be a parent, and people shouldn't be forced to be parents.
Yeah.
Our aunties and uncles and moms and dads out there, not everybody is fit to be a parent. So stop pressuring your kids to give you grandchildren or to have kids.
Yeah. So I feel like as an individual, first of all, you should know yourself.
Yeah.
Know yourself. Know what part of society is like. Know when you are being a robot and you're following the society, and know when you
Stand
take time
for something
to.
on your own.
So if you feel the need, do I look at having kids? Yeah. If you feel the need to have a kid, while I'm rapping like little kid, if you feel the need to have a child, then you go for it, right? But it's important to be aware that you're mentally stable for it. Yeah, I agree totally with that point.
Mentally, financially, physically, everything. Do you understand? Bringing a kid into this world is not just, may we just born pikin, may they grow. Do you understand?
Exactly.
There is a lot of things to consider. A lot of people think it's just, popping babies and that's it.
Yeah.
There's a lot you need to put into that child, male, female children.
Yeah.
You know, us, we grew up just... There are a lot of mentally unstable adults out here. Do you understand?
And they're unaware. It's like that's being a robot. That's completely being a robot. Not knowing that you don't know. That's like the worst. But like, what am I even talking about now? Just not knowing that this is the matrix, man, and there is a system that is working, that is telling you, wake up this certain time. This is morning. This is evening. There's a whole construct like. You have to connect to your inner child. Like going back, you have to unlearn. Unlearn is a very, very powerful word. It's like unlearn a lot of things and then relearn them and then pick the ones that make sense to you as an individual, and the ones that don't make sense, throw that shit in the bin, bro. Like we have a limited time here, and you are in control of your own story, and you can change your story, and you can make your story however beautiful you want it to be.
Preach.
You get what I'm saying? So like, don't go with the constructs of society. If someone tells you to have a child, question what you hear. You'll be like, why should I have a child? Okay, if you feel like, okay, maybe life is getting boring, I've done everything, and I want to move ahead in life, I want to go to the next level, I want to know what it's like to start a family. You know, like, talk to yourself, you know what I mean? Talk to yourself, talk to God, let God talk to you.
Exactly.
This is my own philosophy, but like with God and stuff, but like just let it make sense to you before you do it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
every decision you want to make, everything you want to do, especially decisions as important as making a kid. Like I said, making a kid sounds like making pancakes. Like having a child. I feel like that is such an important decision to make, and you can't just make it off of people's ideas or people's, narratives. You have to want to do that by yourself, and you need reasons to be able to do that. Find those reasons and swallow them, okay? And absorb them. Okay, don't just have kids for the sake of it, because now you have to raise those kids, and you have to raise them right, because at the end of the day they are mingling with other people in the society. And this is why we are facing a lot of the things that we are facing right now. There are a lot of mentally unstable people in Nigeria. I cannot lie to you. There are a lot.
In the world though.
In the world, but like we are in Nigeria now. Let's talk about
you will know how it is in Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly.
So get yourself ready before you do that shit. Be ready for it.
Exactly.
So there's this whole stuff going on about your pronouns and stuff as well. What do you feel about this? I feel like it's something that is kind of new. People identifying by pronouns like he, she, they. I can come and identify today as water bottle. And people will be like,
who is identifying as water bottle?
Okay, I'm being facetious. I'm being playful, but like, do you feel like it's that important to identify as, for example, I don't know if this topic is really...
I mean, like
this
is quite sensitive.
Is it?
I feel like it's very sensitive, because this is like, you know, the way there's now cancel culture, they will now go and dig a video from you. Like right now, maybe when we blow in the future, they will come and dig a video. They are homophobic, they are transphobic, they are binary phobic, all the phobic, they just slap phobic on anything.
Do people identify as binary?
Yeah, non-binary, yes. You
Okay,
identify
so
as
I have to let people know that I don't know much about this topic, so pardon me if I'm being insensitive. I don't mean to. It's lack of information. Because that non-binary now just busted my head.
Non-binary, I feel like you identify as
nothing.
I guess.
Because like now when you're filling your Google form to open an email, you start seeing many more things like he, she, they. How can I identify as they? That means I am multiple me's. That means I have maybe like two private parts.
I feel like identifying as these things is not basically about the whole biological setup. I feel like people see it as a social construct. It's who you want to identify as. If you start dressing like a female and you want to be identified as female, so I feel like it's more of like a social whatever. It's like, okay, you want to be part of the womanhood, you want to be a man or whatever.
Yeah.
But personally, I feel like I don't know how I'll put this in a way that it will make sense, but I feel like I'm not so bothered about it. Do you understand? People should just do what makes them happy. Yeah. If you want to identify as a plant, identify as a plant. It doesn't bother me.
That's true.
My issue is when people now want to, forcefully impose it on others. If you identify as a plant, why must you force every other person to identify you as a plant? Be who you are and be proud of it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you want to identify as a toothbrush, today I'm a toothbrush, and then now you're angry that everybody is not seeing you as a toothbrush. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Don't be mad. I don't like. Yeah, exactly. I feel like you taking on that thing. Yeah, you should be very aware that you are aware that you're a toothbrush. For you to have that knowledge, you should also know that people are stupid, and you should not be vexed for them being, ignorant or stupid.
We can't really tell people how to feel or how to feel about these certain things. Honestly, like you said, I don't have a lot of knowledge about these things. I'm an advocate of happiness. Do whatever makes you happy. If you want to identify as a mouse, that's fine. If you want to identify he, she, they, them, we, where, wa, it's fine. Like, just do what makes you happy at the end of the day. It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, do what makes you happy. And choose happiness, okay?
Choose happiness always.
Choose to be happy, because
happiness.
Whenever you're sad, you're feeling down, you're feeling like Nigeria is trash, or your country or the world is trash, just choose to be happy, because
as long as you're not harming
it is actually a choice. Yeah. I mean, it's easier said than done, but knowing, like you say, if you don't know a problem, you can't solve it. You say something like that. Just know that you can actually choose to be happy with whatever situation you are. Just if you remember that, it goes a long way.
It does.
Yeah.
It really
so
does.
There was this stuff I was looking at online about red flags in relationships. Yeah. So like, do you feel like when do you feel like as if it's appropriate to, stop a relationship because of a red flag? Do you feel like if you meet someone, maybe within the first week of meeting the person, you see a red flag, is that time enough to, end the relationship? For example, the person cannot decide what to eat and you'll be like, I can't deal with this.
I feel like it depends on the intensity of, like, what is a red flag to you. Some people have, like, maybe very silly, shallow red flags, but that's them. Do you understand? And I feel like everybody should have red flags in their head. Things can't just be going. Do you understand? Every single person should have something that is a red flag to them, right?
Yeah.
That's one. So, personally, before, I used to, look past it. And then with experience and with time, I've realized that every single thing that I look past became a problem in the future. Do you understand? Yeah. All those things that I'm like, this is not really a problem, it will change with time and everything. It became a problem in the future. Okay. So right now, as we speak, I have my red flags that I know that I have at the back of my mind. Like, if I should notice this kind of thing, it's like a...
Yeah, it's a no-go. I'm out.
And I'm out. Do you understand? So I feel like now... people just need to differentiate what to be patient with and what you should cut off. Do you understand? I'm still struggling with that. I don't have it all figured out. Because was it last year? just last year,
Yeah.
I was in a situationship for like 9 months, ignoring
That's a proper relationship.
Bros, it was a situationship because we were not even dating, and there were so many red flags that I kept on thinking that it was something that I should be patient with.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, but now I know better. Now I know better that if I see any of these red flags, now I get out.
Yeah.
Because that really told me to my mental health.
Yeah. So I feel like then you can tell like your boundaries more.
Exactly.
From that situation. Like you're like, okay, this red flag is in my boundary.
I'm even
It's
so
crossing.
glad. Like, I mean, like that was a very dark and sad time for me, but I'm so glad that happened because now I know better. Before that situationship, I feel like I've kind of had luck with men. I've never really experienced maybe gaslighting, manipulation, all of that. I've just been a baby girl, you know, princess treatment. Until I met this person and everything was just upside down. So I was thinking, okay, maybe, you know, tough times make tough people. Let me just tough it out. You know, these are the challenges in life. But baby girl, that wasn't it
baby
at all.
girl?
Sorry.
Tell me about it. Tell me, baby girl.
Baby boy, that wasn't it at all. It was so many red flags that I was ignoring. So right now I know better. Do you understand? I'm glad that situation happened. I'm glad that I was able to see that side of somebody. I'm glad that that has shaped me to become a more self-aware person. So now if I see red flags, even from afar,
just waving in.
In fact, if I blink at any red flag,
you say my full name, so I know you're serious.
I'm out. I'm out. I don't even want to hear pim. I'm out. I don't even want to start identifying what my red flags are because I feel like it's giving somebody the handbook to play me.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't like this. She's not. So if I'm approaching her, I won't do this for now.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave my red flags in by myself. But like if I see them,
from afar, it's
I'm
out.
I'm not even at the point where I'm supposed. And I feel like people will see this as. Am I talking too much?
No, go on. We have how many more minutes?
I feel like people will see this as, what was I supposed to say? As, okay, you're trying to find a perfect person. Do you understand? I'm not looking for perfection in anybody. Do you understand? I'm not a perfect person myself. I have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody should know the things that they can tolerate and the things that they can't.
Yeah.
The things that will become a problem in the future and the things that won't. The things that can be worked on and the things that can't. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's mad.
What about you?
That's important. Yeah. Red flags for me is like, I feel like, I mean, speaking of being a perfect person and not being, I know I'm not a perfect person, so I would rather go with boundaries more than red flags. I feel like red flags, should I say red flag or should I say boundaries? I feel like I have boundaries. There are certain things I can tolerate. Yeah, there are certain things I can tolerate, but I can only tolerate if there is potential for change. I mean, that's me being a hopeless romantic, giving that chance that, okay, yes, we can actually work on this part of this thing together. Like, so only things that I see that, okay, yeah, this is something that we can work on because I know that I can understand dealing with this. I probably deal with it being a narcissist. Maybe if I see someone being narcissistic, I can be like, oh, I'm a narcissist myself, and I know and I'm aware of it. So I can only bring that to their awareness. And if we have that conversation, I'm like, do you know you're a narcissist? And they're like, yeah, I do, and I'm working on it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, me too. I know I am. And let's work on it together. And then if there's no progress in 1 year, I'm out.
And also people that are actually willing to change.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the question of how far should we go to change for a partner?
Man, you know one thing I find like very, I don't know, enlightening in a relationship is the unconditional love. Yeah? Unconditional love, I believe in unconditional love, yeah. And it's kind of like limitless. It's like you should be willing as much to change as long as you don't lose yourself. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a growth process. It's like once you bond with this person, you guys become one. So everything you're going through it together. So it's important to stay in touch with yourself. Yeah. And I believe this unionship happens best with two people who know themselves. Yeah. So you can, I don't know, grow into like the best, blossoming.
So it's not like to change and lose your own self.
You're not losing
changing
yourself.
For the better.
Exactly.
Because I feel like
it becomes growth, not change anymore.
Yeah,
it becomes
because a lot of
together.
people don't know the difference.
Exactly.
It's like somebody is coming to tell me, oh, you're in a relationship now, there are certain things you shouldn't be doing, there are certain things you can't do anymore, there are certain, which brings me back
exactly.
to...
Like, why? And they'll be like, because you shouldn't do it. It's a relationship.
It brings me back to this experience that I had recently. I was talking to this guy, right? And he just brought up the fact that he doesn't like the fact that I'm out there. So knowing me, you know that I'm actually out there in the sense that, okay,
got
I'm
a lot of followers.
Not necessarily, but I'm in the media,
on social media, on TV,
in the public scene, okay? So
on
I do
Netflix.
a lot of things. And I felt like, oh, he met me in that. So why are you bringing it up as a problem? Which I saw as a very huge red flag, because this is a problem or a situation that cannot be changed without losing myself. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that was a determining factor for me. Like, how do you bring up a problem that we can't solve without somebody limiting themselves? Do you understand what I mean? Without me losing myself. So can I find a possible scenario where we can solve that? Like, how do we solve that?
Exactly, yeah.
You met me out there, and then you come to tell me you're not comfortable with the fact that I'm out there.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's like meeting someone that is tall and be like, I don't like that you're so tall. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, it's so, like you saw it.
I feel like it's very, I don't know what the word to use. I don't want to use strong words, but it was just like
manipulative.
I mean, I would use manipulative because it was a no for me. It was a serious no for me. I feel like if maybe there were little things inside what I was doing that he could identify. It's like, oh, I don't like the fact that, you're always hanging out with guys all the time by so time. There are little things that I can change here and there. Do you understand? Or I don't like the fact that, you don't spend as much time with me as... Those are little things that maybe we can have a conversation about. But you just come to tell me that you don't like the fact that I'm out there. Do I become in there? Like, how do
exactly? What do you mean by out there?
Like,
though? I don't like the fact that you're out there. What do you mean by out there? Did you ask what he meant by out there?
I don't know. Well, there was a situation that led to the facts that he asked. That he said that.
So now you're going to tell us about this whole story. Because you're already just... I don't know, you're already openly...
I feel like it's just it's just people telling me hi when I go out. Basically.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There was a scenario that happened that somebody said hi when I was out there. So definitely it's out there as per popular. Why do you know people?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Why do people know you?
Why do people do you get? So that was quite weird for me. Yeah. It was just no. So I wasn't...
And
it's
this
something
was
I can't
how
change.
long into you guys meeting? I mean, being together?
3 weeks max.
Okay. And
I'm like, baby, what do you mean?
What you mean out there? Like, okay.
So I feel like that's where you know where to draw the line. This problem, you fixing it, are you going to lose yourself? Are you going to, put yourself in a box? Are you going to, limit yourself from this thing? Or are you going to grow from it? Do you understand what I mean?
Exactly.
So I feel like that's where you know the line between how far you can change for somebody.
Yeah.
And also another thing you should determine is how important the relationship you have with this person is. Priority. This habit that you have and this person, like what is more important to you, you can also use that to determine as well.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you start talking to somebody, maybe you're liking the person, you're feeling the person, but the person doesn't like that you have nightlife, for those that are into nightlife.
Yeah.
So is your nightlife more important than this person, or is this person more important than
your nightlife?
Your nightlife.
Very, yeah.
So I feel like those are the few things you can those are the few things you can use to consider. But like I know there are certain things that you can change for a person, or you can grow from, or you can evolve from, but don't change to the extent of losing yourself or something that would sabotage. Is that the word to use? Or something that will,
exactly. Yeah, don't lose yourself.
Bad for you. Don't lose yourself. Yeah,
because
no relationship
also, you
is
should know. The only way you won't lose yourself is when you know yourself. So find yourself, know yourself.
And then
exactly, ask people, and that's where it starts from. Ask people around you, who am I? Literally, you can be like, yo, come look, like, really
look at me.
Exactly. Tell me what am I good at?
Me, what do you see?
Tell me what you see when
tell me what you see when you look at
That's
me.
a very important question. Like, meet people, your family, your loved ones. Like, what am I good at?
Yeah.
Like, listen to them as well. Don't be like, well, listen to them. Just, what is the word? Accept, like check.
Be self-aware.
Scan yourself. Yeah, be self-aware. Thank you.
Be very self-aware.
Yeah. So, like, they say monkeypox. This is just a mad transition, but yeah. Monkeypox is happening right now.
Find yourself. Okay, monkeypox.
Okay, monkeypox, bro. What is happening in this What is happening in Africa? What are these new trends of diseases? So after COVID came and man, them cashed out. People cashed out from 2020, and they're like, okay, but we have to drop a new.
Not you calling
as in
a fucking disease a trend.
It's a trend because now monkeypox. Now someone just came up with that stuff and took pictures of people with chickenpox. I don't even know what is going on. Has monkeypox been there? Has it been, is it a real thing? Because I'm in Nigeria and they say we have a pandemic of monkeypox, but I've not seen it anywhere. We have a pandemic of fuel scarcity. Nah, like for real. No, for real, like it's been there, right?
I feel like monkeypox is a real thing. Even if we've not seen it, I feel like it's a real thing.
Do you think we're about to go into lockdown for monkeypox?
Please
It would be so
please
weird.
no, please
It's
no,
so weird
please
because like
no.
it's looking like that now.
Please, it should be under control. Please, God.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. We don't want to give it that much
But
awareness.
I feel like it's not as brutal as COVID. Like how you contact it is not as brutal. I feel like
what is the word? Transmissive. It's not. Why is it so hard? Why is English so hard on the podcast? It's not
it's not as contagious as COVID. It's not like as harsh when it comes to contacting.
Yeah.
COVID, you can just breathe the same air or hug or whatever and you can get it. But this particular one, I feel like there's more.
Yeah.
There's more stuff you have to do to contact it, basically.
Yeah.
And
So that's crazy. You know what? There's this stuff on the Shade Room. There was this family that is suing they're suing Apple because the AirPods made their child deaf. Did you see that stuff? I probably didn't. I sent it to you.
I did.
Yeah.
I saw it, but people were talking about there was a feature that he put on it.
Yeah.
That is not Apple's fault because he knew how loud as fuck the thing was, and then he put it on, and it popped his eardrum.
It's just mad. America will sue you for anything, man. And
we should learn that culture.
Yeah, we should learn how to sue. Like out here in Nigeria, they'll be violating your rights here and there. You say yes sir. Okay, sorry sir. You should learn your rights.
Do you think we have human rights in this country?
No, we actually don't.
We don't have human rights. We don't even have rights in this country. For you to say you want to, what do you even know you are fighting for? Every single right has been violated from top to bottom. Every single one. So I feel like at least they have rights.
Honestly.
So they know what they are fighting for.
Yeah, you can sue.
You don't even expression, the little talk you are talking, they will shoot you and kill you because you said something.
Exactly.
So we literally don't
These are the perks of being in a third world country and in the information age.
For shit. Everybody will look like that's why I feel like a lot of service providers and a lot of people just do whatever they want.
Exactly.
The hospitals, they do whatever they want because they know that nothing is going to happen.
No, nothing they happen. It's not Nigeria with it.
Everything is fucked up.
Do we have hope in this? Like I don't know. I don't know when we will become like that organized where people can actually sue. I don't think the system will ever let itself, be open to that kind of scenario.
I feel like there are people that sue, but the system will frustrate you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? As a lawyer,
and the NEPA will take lights when you want to iron your shirt to go to court.
I swear to God, like there's people suing. I can't lie. It's just that when you think about the stress and the tussle and hustle of everything you have to go through, the process, the bribery, people that you have to, that will collect money from everywhere, you just let it go. Do you understand? The system doesn't make it easy for we civilians to actually fight for our rights that are non-existent.
That's crazy.
Imagine humans fighting humans for human rights
on the human planet.
On a human planet,
man, it's just so crazy. It's hard to be a creative in Nigeria, man. Like,
it's the way these topics are switching.
It's like I think we started with this topic about being a creative in Nigeria. And then we came back. We are back to the topic. Now we're talking about it's the rotation about it. By the way, like just a side note, do you guys see how cool my phone handler case thing is? This stuff is just so convenient and it's like Japanese some stuff is also cool, man. That's we are done with the topics though.
Being a creative in Nigeria, we've not spoken about it.
Yeah, that's the final. That's actually the final. That's
so what is tough about it?
Toughness about being a creative first of all, our Nigerian homes have been trained by like the whole toxic pre ancestors that are telling you that your child cannot be a footballer, an artist or whatever. Like there are certain careers, there are certain things that
are acceptable.
Yeah, that are acceptable and some are not acceptable. Like coming up, like genuinely from my own stories, being an artist was just like the last thing they wanted to hear. If you tell them now, they'll be like, nah, come on, nah, you had the chance. But I'm like, nah, you guys have forgotten. If I would have brought it up, like, yo, I literally want to be an artist, to be like,
it's so hard being a creative in an African
honestly, coming up. But I'm going to say now it's changing, it's transitioning. I'm getting support from, my peoples because they're being enlightened. And yeah, it's changing. But for a lot of people, they struggle with like, support on their passion, like what they're passionate about, especially if it falls in category of, art or, something that is not prestigious. Yeah, it's a typical story. It's the same here as it is in China. If you know how Chinese people want theirs, you do math, you solve this, you do that. Probably a bad copying of the accent.
Yeah, don't do that
but
again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chinese people. That was terrible. But yeah, it's tough. But that's on the family side or like your sponsorship side.
Imagine
then
not having
the nation itself, like being a designer is not profitable here as much. Like, I mean, being a creative, a musician, a graphic designer. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but it's not profitable. Like the system, they don't pay artists and designers very well as much as like first world or second world countries, because they are not appreciated. Like what you can give I don't know how to put it. It's like people will not come to you for work because they know they can go and meet the cheap person in where like they can get it for cheap, but it's not going to be of good quality. And the reason why they will do that anyways is because people don't have like, I don't know, appreciation for these things.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's every industry in Nigeria. Do you understand? Look at every industry. The pay in this country is so bad.
Yeah.
It is so bad. No matter the industry you want to do, even bankers, it is so bad. The pay culture in this country, it is terrible. Like, I can't begin to emphasize and tell you how terrible it is. I was talking to my friend the other day, and this is because they feel like the unemployed, I feel like they're leveraging off how unemployed we are. Yeah. It's like, if you don't take this for this amount, there'll be other people that will take it. So what you're saying, do you understand? It's like, if you're not going to design this thing for me, I'm going to find somebody in the next two, and they're right.
Yeah.
Do you get? So the fact that everybody is desperate, there's no jobs, there's no, whatever, access, resources, whatever it is, it keeps making the system worse and bad. So the pay, the low pay thing is going to keep circulating. I heard somebody earns 8K. There was one time I saw somebody publicizing on Twitter that, you have to have BSc in accounting for a BOS something, and the pay is 8K. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. That is what people get paid per hour in other places. Are you serious? The pay in this country is so bad. So it's not even just the creative industry or the media industry.
You know what? Scratch that. Yeah, like thinking of it as well. Like NEPA, bro. NEPA is the number one enemy of creatives, first of all, because we need light. Yeah, only if you're going to be like a physical painter, like you paint all these things. You're cool. Yeah, you can. You don't need light. But yeah, you're a business owner. NEPA is one of your biggest enemy. As a business, NEPA is the up. You get me? And NEPA is government. So government is first of all your up, and then like doing stuff like. For you to move, for you to get equipment, for like access. Like this guy saying, they're like access to stuff. Like you can't really find. Like, for example, if you're looking for something like this mic stand, if you're looking for this in like a first world country, you'll find it on Amazon, and Amazon delivers to you next day. But here, bro, the quickest delivery you can get from Conga would be in like, I don't know, in 4 days, which is not too bad. But but yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult to find these things. Yeah. I'm not giving the best examples now, But in real life,
But
I'm sure it there, like the is there, is out there. The police. The reason why Klinsman is not here today now is because of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Being a creative here, police will stop you on the way. Like if you want to.
And also,
you just have to do it still. You have to do it still.
The entire country and the nature of it makes it so. It's like, how can you be pursuing passion when you're trying to survive? Do you understand what I mean? For us, for people like us that have passion and we have interest in things, imagine having a 9-to-5 job because you're trying to survive and live and earn, and you are constantly fighting for your life in this country, in Nigeria. So imagine constantly fighting for you wake up every single day fighting for your life because you could be killed at any time. You could be arrested at any time. So imagine doing that and at the same time you want to pursue passion. How? You can't reach your full potential as a creative in Nigeria, to be very honest.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult.
Because one thing, you are fighting for your life, you are trying to make ends meet, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to do this, and at the same time you're trying to be an artist, you're trying to be a filmmaker, it's too much. The problem is too much.
Yeah, I feel like in this day and age, in this information day and age, everyone is trying to get their hands on multiple things because that's the best way to get like cash, a lot of money, because doing one thing is not so like you're so much informed to just do. You're too informed to do just one thing.
It's not even about information, Obi. It's about like making ends meet. Like right now, you cannot meet a youth in Nigerian and then you ask them what do they do and it's just one thing that they mention. Oh, I'm a lawyer. Lawyer and what? One person will be like, I'm a lawyer, I'm an event planner, I'm an MC, because everybody is just trying to struggle to survive in this country, and the government is making it so freaking hard. You have to have at least 3 jobs to be able to live a decent life in this country. And the life might not even be that decent on top of the 3 jobs that you're doing.
Because NEPA will still be reminding you.
What's your beef with NEPA?
Every day. No, I might stop talking about NEPA soon, but I don't know when. But like NEPA is the up, bro. Like if I catch NEPA, it's on site, bro. If I see NEPA 101, bro, it's on site. But yeah, we still want to spread hope and love, because there's hope. There's hope out there for all the creatives.
Leave this country.
You know the hope is out of Nigeria. That's where we see hope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do what you're doing here and jackpot, like, save
up have the opportunity.
As in, there's hope. Amen. Like, because, man, I can't even, I feel like as if I'm not in the right place to complain. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, you know what I mean? Because we still have cameras, we are still doing stuff. We are still being productive, and we are still grinding.
We can't let Nigeria win.
Yeah, we can't let Nigeria win us. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say that there is hope. Let's preach hope. You guys, double your hustle, bro. Do whatever you're doing. Take it to the next level. Don't let Nigeria. If NEPA take lights, just chill. Give them like
easier said than done.
Find something else that will not need
That's why
NEPA.
Everybody is depressed in this country.
Bro, it's not easy, man. We just want to like spread.
At the
end of the day, spread love and. Yeah, do your morning exercise. Do anything that's therapeutic. Let oxygen enter your brain sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
find the things that make you happy and do them.
Find the things that make you happy and do them. And if you
be around people that make you happy.
Exactly. And if you indulge in medicinal drugs that help you feel better, try and take a break from them.
Oh my God.
Wait and hear what I'm saying first now.
I thought you were trying to.
I'm not trying to encourage you to do it. I'm trying to say, like, I'm someone who has experienced using substances to try and not be depressed or whatever. I'm saying, like, don't get into it too much as well. Give yourself a break from it. You know what I mean? That could help you get some endorphins back or dopamine back, and then you can relapse or whatever. But find happiness.
Find happiness. Like the conclusion of this entire podcast topic today is to find happiness.
Find happiness. Be happy. Spaz. Lose your mind sometimes. Go. Do whatever you have to do just to remember that
this
you're
country
human
will frustrate you. It will frustrate you. We have to find our little happinesses.
Happinesses.
The little things that make us happy.
Yeah, anything that makes you happy, and you can't say happiness without happiness. So, yeah.
Is this a wrap up?
It's a wrap up.
Let's wrap up.
Yo, thank you for listening, subscribing, liking, following us on Instagram, viewing, watching.
All of that.
Sharing. We love you guys.
We appreciate it so much.
YouTube is growing. Instagram is growing. We're growing on this channel. So, yeah, you guys just keep that stuff, the momentum up.
See you next time.
Follow Chavala on Instagram. It's all in the description. Yeah. It's Big Talk, the biggest podcast. And we out.